So, a quick introduction. I just went over this, but for those of you who just joined, I am Jay, and I'm excited to launch our very first ever webinar. It's our online marketing strategy session, and we started putting the notes together for this, and then we realized we probably had enough for like 50 hours. So we're going to make this like the 10,000 above view and kind of give a good overview. We'll try and get into a little bit of detail where we can, but we've got so many things to cover. The 4Ms are a lot. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Andy Race, who is our pay-per-click guru, and he is, well, he manages, gosh, 100,000 to a million in pay-per-click campaigns all around the world.
Just over $1 million a year.
$1 million a year, yeah.
Yeah, just it's around 100,000 a month. From I manage. It's full time. What I do is Google, Bing, and Yahoo advertisements specifically. So it's all the pay-per-click on the major search engines and anywhere from major banks. I've done professional sports teams, actually, large schools all around the world. It's pretty outstanding. I love my job. So I'm really excited. Jay found me, and he was saying he's trying to help people make it on the internet, and I know what it's like from inside the industry and how unapproachable it can feel. So I really love what Jay's doing, and I hopped on board. This is our first go at it. So thanks, Jay, for inviting everybody.
Yeah, it's very fun. And, you know, it's funny because he and I both come from the corporate world. You know, he's a marketing guy, sits in a cubicle, actually just got a recent promotion at his current job. Wow. So these are both kind of our side hustles, per se, that we really enjoy. And, you know, I think that's really something that, you know, if you have that passion, that burn inside of you, that everyone has to have that sense of purpose and something that they're passionate about in life. So, and with that, I just heard my phone, so I'm going to go put that on silent. All right, so to kick this off, so today we've got the 4 M's of marketing. We've got understanding your target audience. Obviously, that's really key in knowing what you're going to be doing here. You want to obviously know exactly where your target audience is, how to engage them. You don't want to spend a lot of money advertising to the wrong group. So it's really important, really key aspect to target the right audience. I have a slide set here I'm going to go through. Let me switch over to my other monitor here, guys. There we go. Now I can go back. All right. So first we're going to talk about the market. We talked about that. Then we're going to look at the media, which is basically the 101 on search engine optimization and pay-per-click advertising. Let me see here. Hopefully you guys can all see that screen here. This is our first time, guys. Give us a little bit of a input. If you can type in chat if you see something that's not working out, let us know. That way we can fix it. And then the message, of course, is actually delivering your content for maximum conversion. Basically, how to create engaging content that has a real strong call to action that can engage people and really compel them to take action. Then, of course, the last M is maintain, which is how to actually keep your audience engaged by offering continued value automatically. You want to keep them coming back, and kind of the tools that we use here to do that effectively. This is going to be one of those things where you know, we're open to suggestions. If anyone has some different ideas that are out there that work for them, feel free to message us afterwards. We'll have a little bit of a contact us section towards the end. So the first M we're going to talk about now, let me switch back out. The first M we're going to be talking about is the market. So on the market, here we go. We're going to switch back because we've got some of those fill in the blanks here. Hopefully you guys have that ready. Hopefully you guys can all see that. You want to understand your target audience, and by doing that, here's how. You want to do effective keyword research and competitive analysis. That's going to be really important, because knowing the keywords that are really relevant, that is a magic word we're going to talk about a lot here today, is about how relevant your content is to your audience. And of course, once you know what your keywords are and how relevant they are, you need to find out who your competitors are, what they're doing, and find opportunities. And going into the opportunities, we're going to go right into that. Andy?
Yeah, and what's very important once you've done your keyword research and understand the competition is understanding your opportunities. And there's two things I'll talk about with understanding your opportunities. First thing to understand is with the internet marketing, it's really more about your demand than the competition. Honestly, if there's a lot of competition, that's kind of a good sign, because that means a lot of people are making money. So as long as there's room and there's demand in a marketplace, there's a lot of room for you to enter, and it's really about finding your opportunities that you can afford, and building from a base of small advertising, and building up by using the data you get back to optimize. And secondly, what I would say is there's a difference between search engine optimization for the organic results, what your opportunities will be for paid click ads. And I say that because organic results, it depends what you're going for, but if you find keywords that not a lot of other people are really trying for, then you can really get up there quickly. And that's the kind of opportunity you want with organic results. You want try to find a balance of high search volume but low competition. Whereas paid click ads, you're able to pay for the ad, so you can be right up top if you want to pay for it. Now you can't pay for positioning. What you do is bid on keywords. So the key with PPC is to really find opportunities that you have keywords that you can afford, and then build up as you can expand. So you want to find longer tail keywords, find like sub niches, really speak to specific audiences, and that's the beauty of pay-per-click. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit, is how targeted you can really get with your audience. But the first key is knowing your audience, really understanding what language they would use, what they're searching for. Search intent is a big word. You really want to understand what people are, not just the keywords they're using, because honestly nobody speaks in keywords. You really want to understand the intent behind a search term, and that's the key. It takes a lot of experience of really understanding what people are going for. But if you understand your audience at that level, you'll see keywords that stand out to you, and you'll see those opportunities. After that, you'll have cost estimates after you do keyword research. You have cost estimates, traffic estimates, and then after that, you want to set up. I'm going to let Jay talk here about knowing your limits and setting expectations when you start down this road. So, Jay, go ahead and speak to setting expectations.
Perfect. So, bear with me, guys. I am trying to figure this out. I got way too much going on here. 2 screens. I'm trying to figure this out. I sent out an email yesterday. We've been having some technical difficulties in the Philippines. They've been having some fun storms, and it set our team back a little bit. And Aini was going to be on here to help us out, but she got on, and it's been all over the place. So I'm going through this. I'm not going to lie. I'm used to having help. So my signature, if anyone's ever seen my email signature, is literally that I'm the guy that's just smart enough to surround myself with people more talented than myself, just like Andy. So that definitely goes to my team in the Philippines as well. I'm going to switch over back to this little presentation here, if I can get on here. I can't really exactly figure out a way to show myself and my screen, my slides at the same time, guys. So bear with me. I'm going to go through this here. Load up the slide again. There we go. All right, so really effectively, what's important here is understanding your opportunities and knowing your limits and setting expectations. You really need to understand, when it comes to knowing your limits, of course, we're talking about multiple things. We're talking about your budgeting. Let me switch back to me. We're talking about your budgeting. We're talking about exactly, how far you're ready to go, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in the pay-per-click section. But, what is your actual return on investment for how many dollars you spend? That's why Andy and I don't really like to use the word pay-per-click so much, because it's not really about pay-per-click. It's more like profit per click, because it's really like you need to find out, really where's the sweet spot. If you're making $150 for a $10 click, it doesn't seem that bad. If you're making $1,000 on a product that you're selling, and you're willing to pay $100 a click, if someone's really going to do it, you have it tailored down to that certain specific mark. So, of course, setting expectations is really important. Andy, you want to take that?
Yeah, absolutely. So as Jay said, like you said, if you're selling $1,000 product and someone's willing to pay, or you're willing then to pay $100 a click, honestly, only though if you know that click's going to turn into a sale. So the key, you kind of have to, at the beginning, when you set your expectations, kind of assume a conversion rate. Now, I can just tell you industry standard for click-through rates on ads are about 1%. So for every 100 people who see your ad, one will probably click on it, and then that's where it comes to creating compelling content. We'll talk about that later on, about the message and how to really maximize the clicks you do get. So I always tell people, temper your expectations at the beginning, but also that's why I say to start smaller and slow. People oftentimes get anxious, and they just want to throw money at things before they really do proper research. And you can do all the research in the world, but before you start and actually start gathering data, you really aren't going to have a full idea of the market, especially with pay-per-click ads. I'm really talking about when you're putting money into this. Now, search engine optimization, the real expectation there is really just time. You need to understand that search engines take time. They want to deliver the most relevant traffic, most relevant search results to their users. So search engine optimization, the real expectation is just time. And also, if you're going to seek out professional help with search engine optimization, that can be tricky because there's a lot of charlatans. I'll just say it. A lot of people who will sell you a report for $500. It'll be a 20-page report and tell you all these things that are wrong with your website, but you'll have no idea what to do. And the real key to search engine optimization is just content. So you're better off hiring a content writer. And that's what me and Jay do. We try to set realistic expectations and focus on practical solutions. That's really our expertise, honestly. So I'm going to let Jay talk then about your return on investment and weighing the rewards. And this still speaks to setting your expectations and trying to understand what kind of return you should expect, and therefore help determine your initial investment. So, Jay?
Exactly. So, the bottom line is that, back to that profit per click idea, you really want to think about, once you have that target market established, that's really what this first end's about. Once you really have it tailored down to, what exactly you're trying to reach, you really want to have it tailored down, because you don't want to waste money, because if you are advertising to the wrong crowd, it's not going to work out. We were just having this conversation with a client the other day. If you want to throw in some keyword terms, if you're looking for high-end market, it might make sense to say, packages starting at $9.99. Like you want to have that. You want to set the expectation before someone clicks on the ad. You really want to make sure that your audience is really tailored to what you want. Because if someone clicks on your advertisement and you say, "Hey, I've got this instant rich scheme, it's going to make you tons of money," but you don't say that it takes a $10,000 investment, and then you get some guy who comes in there looking to drop $20 on something to make it into a miracle. So you don't want to have those people, because you're probably paying a lot of money for those ads if you're looking at a $10,000 investment for someone. So that's how return on investment and weighing the reward is. Of course, let me go to the next slide here. This here, marketing takes time and optimization based on results. That's something that Andy and I really, go to church on, because you don't want to go all in, and this kind of goes back to what Andy was talking about earlier. You don't want to just go all in and find out that you've just wasted a lot of money. Andy knows that, being a pay-per-click guy. Maybe I should let you take this, because I'm sure you know all about weighing the reward and how optimization really tailors in.
Yeah, this kind of goes back to what I was saying before, just about when you set your expectations, realizing honestly, especially with pay-per-click ads, the first month is almost certainly going to be your worst month because you're going to have the least amount of data to go on. You're going off the estimates you've come up with during your research, which is good. You always set your plan that way. You have to start somewhere. But that's why I say it's time. With search engine optimization, it's going to take time for the search engines to index you, for you to get enough clicks and enough rank, and to keep content flowing to it, because you need fresh content to keep fresh in search engines. So it just takes time to build up a little bit. About 3 months, a month to 3 months is a good estimate for trying to rank for any particular keyword.
And that's a perfect lead into our next topic. Our next topic is actually the next M, which is the media. Let me go ahead and load up my slide set here. So media is the next M. This is actually, I would say they're all important, but media here, this is really important because this is where you really start to develop your strategy, and you figure out how to attract the audience that you need to grow your business. That's really important. You know, you need to have a plan. You'll find out that there's not a lot of people in this world that don't have plans and just magically make it. You got to have a really defined plan. You need to really have the market figured out. You need to find out, you know, which methods and channels to gain exposure to what your messaging is. You know, we're not in the business of, this is all about selling yourself, right? I mean, you're really positioning yourself as adding value. You're going to hear that word a lot too. Relevancy and value. Those are the two main things online that really are key. They're really essential. So basically, online marketing, we're going to talk about the differences between paid advertisements and organic traffic. So first off, we're going to talk about search engine optimization. So what actually is search engine optimization, and how does it work? So organic search engine traffic is really a lot of the main majority of traffic on Google.
70% of all search engine traffic is organic, so 30% is paid ads, but 70% is pure organic.
Yeah, so if you think about that,
yeah.
And a lot of people, I mean, how many people, it's amazing to see how many people still click on ads, especially with all the ad block software and everything else.
I'll tell you right now, one of the things, Google makes 90% of their revenue off of ad clicks, so they do a lot. If you notice lately, the last couple months, the ads have started to blend in with the organic results. They're becoming less and less obvious that it's an ad or not. It's true around the web too. Different things that look like, oh, you might enjoy this news article. People are actually paying to click on for your click. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Ads are kind of blending in with journalism in a way.
Yeah, and that's the one good thing we don't have that you can worry about too with Google. Obviously, they want to make money, so they want to make those ads very appealing because they're charging you for every click.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a perfect lead-in actually, because as you'll see here, so you're going to get keyword research that we talked about in the very first part. That's really where this is derived from. You really want to find out where the opportunities are. The keyword research is really to find out, where there's not a whole lot of competition, but there's still people searching for it. You have to remember, you can't market yourself by hoping that people want your product. You can't tell people how amazing your product is. The only thing you can do online is find out what people want and then offer a solution. That's all you can do. You can only do that. I promise you there's nothing else online that you can do. They will not find you unless you are absolutely looking. They're looking for you. They have to look for you. So you have to put yourself out in a position, basically, that obviously puts you in the right light. So if you're looking for a virtual assistant, for example, obviously that's what we're all about. So, for me, there's a lot of competition in virtual assistants. And if you ever go to our website, you'll see that we use the term virtual office assistants. This is because this is a market niche that we found that has a really high opportunity for us to actually get ranked fast in Google on a certain search term that actually is a good amount of traffic on a monthly basis. What we do here at VA Staffer, zero marketing dollars. I've never spent a single penny on what we do here. It's just been by word of mouth and by search engine optimization. So we are living proof that search engine optimization actually works. You know, getting those partnerships, developing those relationships with other people in your industry, I mean, those things go a long way. You know, I just posted a blog yesterday about Active Collab. It's a software that we use. Most everyone in this webinar here is a client. It wasn't even publicly publicized. It was only internally to our clients here. And quite frankly, the way that it works is that, you know, we try and position ourselves with key keywords that can actually place us with other partner network sites that help us boost our rank, because Google searches and sees how relevant we are with other people talking about us. Believe it or not, keywords about you on other websites actually ranks your website. So that's what they call off-page search engine optimization. So we can talk about that some more. We can talk about that for an entire hour, so we're going to move on from that. Basically, the next thing on our list here is, of course, what I just talked about, which is low competition and high visibility. You want to find keyword terms that are really going to let you shine and don't have a whole bunch of competition. You don't want to have a lot of clutter. You can waste a lot of money. On highly populated sectors that just don't make any sense. So what we're going to talk about now is this guy right here, Andy. He is the pay-per-click guru. So I'm going to let you talk a little bit about the pay-per-click ads in Google AdWords.
Yep. So I'm just going to pretty much explain how pay-per-click on search engines works. This is true for Google, Yahoo, and Bing. The Bing and Yahoo network are kind of run together from like what's called the Microsoft Ad Center. But either way, both systems work the same, and they work on what's called, and this is the next blank fill-in actually, is what is the ad auction. That's how it works. This is how search engine pay-per-click works. It's called an auction because you have multiple advertisers who are bidding on keywords. So you build up your campaigns based on keywords, and now the keywords, I always tell people this, nobody actually sees your keywords but you. You don't have to sell your keywords, and people don't actually necessarily type in keywords. What people are typing in is actually called the search term or search query. So that's what they're typing in. And your keywords are in a way related to that. So if you can get what's called an exact match keyword, so your keyword is exactly what they typed in, that's where Google is going to see you as highly relevant. And as Jay said before, relevancy is the key to search engines. The more relevant the search engine believes you are to the searcher, the more likely they are to show your result. So in the ad auction, the way that's manifested is through what's called your quality score. And actually, I'm going to talk about that, how that's calculated in a minute. But what basically happens is you take your quality score, which is a measure of relevancy, and they multiply that times your bid, how much you're willing to pay if someone clicks your ad, and then they rank you against the other advertisers. So the more relevant you can be, the higher quality score you can have, the less you actually have to pay to be higher up the page. So that's how the ad auction works. The next sentence, the next blank fill-in on the sheet would be tight control of your audience, which allows you to not waste your money. Waste is the blank there. So that's the benefit to paid ads, where search engine optimization, you're really at the mercy of who else is trying to rank. With ads, you have a chance to fight with the big boys, so to speak. You can bid. But the key is not wasting your money. You want to make sure you get your value. And what's great about paid ads in these systems on the bigger search engines is how targeted you can be. You can target geographical locations, the device the user's on, time of day, the day of the week, and of course you control how much you're willing to pay. And people don't realize you don't. Now, yes, the first ad, the first result will get the most clicks generally. But it doesn't mean it's the most valuable click. You don't want the most because that means you're spending the most money. Now, big companies, they're okay to do that. They can spend a ton of money and they can have a smaller conversion rate. But when you're a small person, small time, small business, just yourself trying to start your own internet business, and you don't have that kind of budget, it can be hard to compete. But you can realize you can be lower on the page, and with other settings, tight geographical settings. This is why it's so important to understand your audience, because when you do, you understand what kind of device they're on, what's more likely to convert. And this is more the benefit of the data you get back too. You can pay attention to what's working. And so, again, like Jay said, I could talk for days, and we will. We're going to do more videos specifically on the strategy about all these things. But the key, just realize there's such tight control with pay-per-click that it's possible to not waste money, but it's also possible to waste a ton of money. That's why understanding your audience and understanding how to analyze the research you do is so important. Now, I mentioned I was going to talk about the quality score and your relevancy, and I just want to give a little more detail on how the whole system works. Just if you're stepping out on your own, this is how it works. So a few more blanks. The next blanks to be filled in there would be the flow of the system. So you have keywords and your target settings. So first you have your campaigns filled with keywords. Somebody types in a search term. As long as that person's within your settings, so say you target the state of California. If someone's in California, then only those people can see your ad. That would be geographical targeting. And like I said, you can set time of day, day of week, device, all kinds of things. And so someone types something in, it triggers an ad based on your keyword. So you group your keywords into ad groups. And these groupings share ads. That's why it's called an ad group. And then someone types in a search term, it triggers a keyword that you've selected to be in your campaign. They then see your ad based on your bid and quality score. Depending on that, where on the page they see the ad will fluctuate. The next blank then after that would be the advertisement creation. So that's what I was just talking about. They'll see your ad. Your ads are usually a headline, 2-line descriptions, and then a display URL, and then a link to your landing page. And that's what's next after the click would be your landing page. And so that's the flow. First your keyword, your ad, and then your landing page. And Google is looking for relevancy between all 4 of those things. How relevant is your landing page? And it reads the content on your landing page, similar to search engine optimization. It's going to read how relevant you are. Usually you want a keyword in your ad to be relevant there. And that's really how it all works. And then the last bullet point, the last fill-in would be campaign optimization. So once you've started, and like I mentioned before, the first month's usually your worst, and after about a month, you're really going to start to see, okay, which keywords are getting good click-through rates, which ad copy is working, and then you start to want to test different ideas and see which gets better click-through rates, what leads to higher conversions, what keywords are actually leading to sales. And that's what Jay alluded to when I talk about profit per click, is what keywords. Some keywords might be really expensive, but that's okay if they're really profitable. Or some keywords might be very cheap, but they don't convert. So you spend a lot of money but never sell anything. So what's the point of that? And then you can learn that through campaign optimization, analyzing the data. So with all that said, I think talking about the advertisements and relevancy, I think that leads well right into the next topic we'll talk about, which is the third M, message. I'll let Jay take back over. We'll go into developing the message, how to attract the customers, and how to generate conversions.
So I hope you guys got all those fill in the blanks. I'm going to send out after this. I'll send you all the answers. But I just realized I had missed a slide on there. Completely missed a slide. So I guess we're jumping straight into the message here. That's my fault. But hey, for our first time, I think we did okay. By the way, I'd like to thank Rosanna, who stayed up really late to finish this presentation. She did a fantastic job. It's with no power in the Philippines, it was quite a challenge. So I want to thank her. Right now, she's actually not online because she was up until 5 in the morning working on this. So right here, the next is your message, and really, we're going to talk about the end goal here. What is the end goal here? What are you trying to achieve? Well, that's pretty simple. Your end goal is always about setting expectations, and you want to add value. You want to provide value to your audience so that they can take action. Gosh, I can't really emphasize enough how important that is. If you're not providing value, then you are not giving them a reason to do anything. They have to have a real compelling sense of value. That's why we're going to talk a little bit more about free offers. I know everyone in here actually has a free offer. I'm looking at everybody in here, and I've worked with all of them on developing something like that, so I know that they do. So that I think we're ahead of the game right there. And another thing too, let me switch over to the screen here. More answers, guys. You got to determine the action that you want your audience to take, and what is your conversion goal? What are they trying to do? Are they trying to buy something right now? Do they got a giant buy it now button? Do they have a put in your name for a newsletter? You want them to call you? There's lots and lots of things you can have them do, and that's why it's really important here that you create engaging online content that really truly does add genuine value to your audience and solves a problem. Most everybody on here is trying to solve somebody's problem. I think we're good at that too. But you really need to identify that. That way you can set that relationship up for the next step that we're going to get into soon. This is something I'm going to hand back to you, Andy, and I don't even think I need to have the slide set on it, because quite frankly, this is exactly what we were talking about how numb people are to advertising nowadays, and why it's so important to be relevant and add value. And that's because people are
immune to advertising. So you have to add real value because people are honestly used to free content. And this is actually, it's somewhat related to what I was saying before about Google having their ads blend in with their search results. And actually, offline before me and Jay were talking, I was saying how if you notice at the bottom of, I know HuffingtonPost.com is a good example. After you read an article, at the bottom there's other results that'll say articles you may enjoy, but they'll go to other websites, and those are actually cost per click. People are paying for those clicks. So the search engines and the networks are aware that people are becoming immune to the content and to ads, and so I said journalism is starting to blend in with advertising in a way. It's pretty interesting to watch occur. But because of this, people are just bombarded. Everything's an advertisement. Everything is something. Everything is free this, free that, act now. People are constantly bombarded with it. So the key, and these are the next fill in the blanks too, would be designing your content to maximize your call to action by compelling your audience to click or call. So you do need to attract them first, and you want to attract them by telling them you're going to solve their problem, reaching them, and reaching them on a personal level too. So I say, again, understanding your audience is so important, because if you know the type of language they use and the other things they're interested in, if you know your audience is mostly women. This was interesting. I just recently, there's a guy, I manage his account. He helps people get their contractor licenses in certain states that require it. They get their state contractor license, and he actually told me that over half of the phone calls to his business are women, because it's men who say, it's the contractor who says either to his secretary or his wife, hey, I'm going for the day, find me a school, I need to get my contractor license, I need to get study exams. So here's a man who understands, even though he's doing construction trade licensing exams, his audience is actually more women, which is very, very interesting. So when you understand your audience on that level, you can do things that are a little more unique. You can really speak to your audience and create compelling content. That's really what's going to have you stand out. So it needs to be valuable, actually solve their problem, and be unique in a way. And I think the way to approach that is understanding your audience at a really deep level.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what we're going into on our next point here. Is kind of the subset. Is really before you even start doing anything, you want to plan actions first. You want to get your plans before building landing pages and web design. You want to have a specific purpose of what the call to action is before you develop the website. Because man, we just had an issue yesterday, no joke, over the weekend that one of our clients had a mishap, and her website, she was almost ready to go live, and she made a couple last minute changes. And everything just went went really downhill quickly. So, I was able to offer, why don't we, work together to really rebuild your content, to really funnel people into the services that you are offering. Let's build the design around the action that you want people to take. If it's a funnel, you want people to purchase services from you. If you're creating engaging thank you pages that can do upsells and special offers and things like that, that's really where it's at. And that's kind of getting to the next point too, is designing and optimizing. And I like this slide here. Designing design optimization and funneling, and not the type of funneling at college parties. I had to throw that one in there because the truth of it is, you really want to have everyone go to a specific action. Just on this online webinar landing page that I sent out to everybody prior to this, if you clicked on that link, which obviously you did, the only two options you had on that page, you had three options, but two of them were the same. Two of them are to sign up for this online webinar. The third one was to download the guide that you're working through for the webinar. That's the two choices they have. That's it. And you don't want to give them too many choices. You don't want to have too many menu items. People have ADHD, all of them. They see something, they're not sure. You're giving them an opt-out. You're giving them an excuse to leave what you want them to do. So you really need to have a call for action, and you want to trade value for a commitment. That's what it's all about. You are trying to give them value in trade for a commitment. Here's something that I offer you. All I'm asking is for you to put in your email, and I will send it to you right now. That's really important. And then here's another thing too. Quite frankly, that's where businesses fail. 95% of businesses fail in implementing their ideas into reality. There's a lot of great ideas out there. I've had a lot too, and I'm sure all of us have. And if we could get paid on ideas, we'd all be billionaires. But it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work. So that leads us into our next bit, which is our solutions. I'm actually not going to use the slide set on this. You guys have a copy of this. This has a lot of solutions on here. One of the things you could do to build landing pages and to build content that's really highly optimized, WordPress. It's funny because WordPress used to be the thing that people just used because they didn't know how to make websites. Now everybody uses it.
It's so easy.
So now, you know what I mean? It's funny because it's true, because WordPress is so popular now that it's literally an engine for like everybody's solution. Everyone's got Optimized Press is one we're talking about right now. Optimized Press is, our team is really skilled at developing call to action on there. I've got 3 web designers. I used to have 4. I'm in the process of getting a few more because it seems like that's one of the skills that's really requested the most from us, and there's never enough. But we can really, I actually built some sample sites for you guys to check out. You can see those on that spreadsheet that I sent out, because I've actually built 3 pages just for this webinar. One of them being the webinar page itself. It's fully built on Optimized Press. It's really awesome. And these are proven things that actually work. I had 34 people sign up to this webinar, and we've got a pretty good turnout here. I'm pretty happy about it. It speaks for itself. It works. And then, of course, there's an Optimized Press page. You can see bastaffer.com/Optimized Press. That right there is a fantastic page. It's just a sample demo page that I threw together so you guys can see how powerful it is. You can have a video intro. You can have set icons that really attract people to different services that you have that really stand out, and really clear, defined call to action. That's really what it's about. And then, of course, the top 10 VA tasks, you can check that one out. Let me put these slides up just so you can take a look at it for a second. This is what I'm talking about here. And I'll send this stuff out to you guys afterwards too, so you can take a look for yourselves. But bottom line is, I set up these 3 pages on Optimized Press just so you guys can take a look at the power that it is, what it can do for you. So if you go ahead and let me move on to the next one here. Also, WordPress has a bunch of powerful themes. We use Enfold. Our website is on Enfold. There's a couple different ones that are really powerful that have like built-in drag and drop development tools that make things real easy, clear defined call to action. You know, that my team is pretty familiar at basically starting at nothing, having a concept. You provide copy and content, and we can even do the graphic design and everything, probably 30, 40 hours to get from nothing to something. And really look nice. That's why I really like Optimized Press. I really like the Enfold theme. There's a couple other themes out there like X. If you guys have any other questions, I'm not going to waste too much time on that. Just know that there's a lot of powerful WordPress themes out there. One thing I had to talk about, because it's just bombarding everywhere online, is pop-ups versus pop-ins. Every site, there's a huge debate on, you know, whether this is a good thing or not. Quite frankly, we like pop-ins, and I try to not make them too intrusive. I use what's called an exit on here, exit intent. So basically, there's JavaScript that runs on your website, and when someone has their mouse pointer and they move it towards the X in the top, it actually realizes that, and then it pops up a little pop under that says, hey, wait, before you leave, do you want to see our top 10 guide that's, you know, top 10 things that you shouldn't be doing, you know? That's kind of what we do on our website, too. If you just go to vastafford.com and move your mouse up to the top right, you will see it's basically, it notices that you're leaving. It's called exit intent. It's a really good way to convert last-minute things. It's really good for doing offers, too, like, hey, I want to give you, 10% off coupon or something like that. So something for you to think about your offers. Of course, then, webinar. That's what we're doing right here. Webinars are a great way to get your word out and talk about it a little bit more. Obviously, this here isn't really it's not really a sales presentation here. I put some affiliate links in there. Just these are proven things that we use. You can offer some special offers to entice people to sign up for your services as well. But really the key is, and Andy, you can take this one here, but you want to have limited content that has defined single intent actions. It's just very important to do that.
Yeah, I would just say the key there is just you want to have very specific actions. Dan Kennedy, a famous direct response marketer, would say, confused customer does nothing. And people are very good at following instructions. So make your single intent action, I love the way you put it, Jay, is just give them one thing to do. Don't give them choice. If you're going to give them any choice, I actually sold car parts for a while in a previous life, and I would always say, my manager would always tell us, never make no a choice. It's always, would you like to buy this or would you like to buy this? And that's it.
That's pretty much it.
So you try to limit choice, limit the content on your landing page. Really, I'm kind of talking about developing your message on your landing or conversion page. You don't really want to give them too much to read. You don't want to give them too much to do. You just want a giant click here button, whatever it is you do want them to do, make that extremely obvious and easy to do, and tell them to do it. That's really it. That's why I say limit your content. Just keep it limited. Just you don't want people reading your website. Although honestly, people don't read websites anyway. If you ask me, I don't think they do.
So that actually goes into the next point, which is this is genuine truth. You really do want to have limited content.
People's attention spans are
there's so many short attention spans. And you really need to just market yourself as in, people have 10 to 15 seconds to look at my site. Really, the statistic is more like 6 or 7 seconds. They're going to get the first impression of your website in the first 6, 7 seconds, and then they're going to decide if this is worth looking at it again or not. Yeah. So you really want to capture. That's why the above the fold. You'll hear that above the fold is the first top half of your website. That's what 90% of people are going to be looking at. No one else, that's pretty much it. If you look at Google Analytics, if you don't have that set up, by the way, you should, you can look at your flow chart and find out where other people are going to your website. You'll see that 52 to 70% of people that go to your front page, that's it. They're done. We've been working really hard on our end to get our rates a little bit lower so that people stay a little bit longer and see a little bit more about what we're at. So we've done some good marketing on our end. We have a professional actor who does our video on our front page, and a quick opt-in. It's like, here, this guy's going to tell you how awesome a virtual assistant is. Here's how you find out 10 things right now that you don't need to be doing, and no sales pitch at all. Just put in your information. And that's going to get down to our last point, our last M, perfect lead-in for that. Because once you get that information, what are you going to do with it, right? So this is our last one, which is maintain. So you want to make sure, this is really the key here, is keeping your audience engaged by offering continued value. Yes, continued value, because of course, essential automation is basically, now that they've signed up, they've given you their trust, they've bought a product, they've given you their email address, they've called you, now what? First off, autoresponder list. As you guys saw, anyone who signed up for this, anyone who signed up for a top 10 list, anyone who's ever used a contact form for us, I've got at least 7 to 10 messages that I've personally written myself, or I've had professional sales copywriters that are on my team develop for me. You cannot put a price on having real sales copy, like actual content that people read and they're like, wow, like that really hits home. If you look at the blog that I just wrote, go to vastaffer.com, check out the blog section. I just wrote a blog that is getting featured on the activecollab.com website. And it's basically about how we use the Active Collab program to obviously interface with our clients, and how we use it to run our business, how essential it is with invoicing and everything else, and keeping projects moving forward. So if you take a look at it, you'll see the first 2 paragraphs that I have on there are not about Active Collab at all, because I knew I was being featured on that website. It was a collab project that we did. So the first 2 paragraphs of the blog is talking about VA Staffer and why it's so critical that Active Collab adds value to us. We're adding value to Active Collab because we're talking about how fantastic they are. They're giving us the opportunity to be featured on Active Collab, which is a huge platform for us because we went in on some of those projects that they have. I'm looking for all sorts of excuses to keep building my team. We've gone from 4 virtual assistants about, let's see, April of this year, and we're up to over 12 right now. We had Aini as the solo manager. Now we've got 3 managers. So we're trying to expand our services, and I'm trying to get people stationed around different places all around the Philippines, and even branching out a little bit outside of the Philippines because of these typhoons. Man, they keep hitting us. But this is what's really important about building that email list and getting those autoresponders set. You need to have real engagement with your clients after the fact. If they're still leads, even if they've already purchased, you still want that reoccurring value. As long as you're giving value to someone, they're going to open those emails. I'm really proud that here at VA Staffer we have anywhere from 50 to 75% email open rates on our emails. That means that literally most everybody is just looking at our emails. And anyone who uses our contact us form is a 98%, because of course they're contacting us. They want to talk to us. So setting those expectations are really smart. You want to build your email list. I'm going to talk about that right now. Actually, I think Andy, you want to take this one?
Of building your list.
Yeah, with a special offer.
That is unique. Yeah. Again, this is usually if you're not selling a direct product, usually your landing page is you're trying to build your email list, and the way to do that is, as Jay said, and he's mentioned, the way he does it is at VA Staffers we use that right now it's the top 10 things you shouldn't be doing, which is related to his service. Of course, it's unique, and it's a special free offer. Free people love free, so it's pretty easy to get emails. People are used to putting them in. The key after that is what you do with email, really. How do you keep people actually paying attention? How do you make your email stand out? There's a lot of strategy in that. It's almost, honestly, designing emails just like designing a conversion page. It's really same idea. And with certain email services out there, MailChimp, Aweber, Constant Contact, Salesforce are really big ones. They allow you to actually drag and drop design emails. And then once you have the emails going out, and one of the strategies, as I mentioned, you want to give content related to your product, related to the email. So customer relationship management. There's other software out there, things like Zoho. Insightly is free. These keep you keep your contact list after you have the emails come in organized. And what I like to say is you should segment your list. Try to let's see, I use a mortgage lender as an example for this. So say you're a mortgage lender and you have people in your contact list. You have referrals coming in all the time. Who needs mortgages? All kinds of people. They might come from lawyers. So you should have lawyers in your contact list. You're going to have real estate agents. You'll probably have financial planners. All people who deal with the legal side of purchasing houses, buying houses, they're going to be in contact with people who need mortgages. So you can create unique special offers to those segments and build relationships with people who you know will, in the long run, build you business. That's a good strategy to employ, kind of create a referral network, while at the same time going direct to your consumer. But yeah, if you build relationships with your customers and different types of clients, that's really the key, is segmenting. So you can send content to a lawyer that would speak to a lawyer. So if you segment your lists, you can create unique special content for each little segment and really speak to each individual. And that's really what email campaigns are, is designing emails and building them and setting them to be automated, essentially. Jay, do you want to take over the next fill in the blank? Talk about the messaging to create lasting relationships.
Wow. Can you hear me now? Did I just waste like 50 breaths?
Start it all over.
Oh man, that's horrible. I don't even know what happened there. I must have hit the mute button on accident. Everyone's messaging me now. They're like, what's going on? Oh, was I just blabbing out of my butt, huh?
You looked good, though. You look great.
I looked fantastic talking about it, though, didn't I? Good. That means everything that I didn't like, we can talk about again. That's my redo. What I was saying is that it's really important that you have those personalized messages and set up those segments like you were talking about, Andy, because we have a whole network of sites that we do. VA Staffer is just one of our brands. We do training courses for other people that are interested in being a virtual assistant. There's a bunch of different things that we do, and if you find the right CRM system and the right email marketing tools like your autoresponders and stuff, you'll find out that you can really have tailored custom messages for these groups, and it's just like going to the barber shop and him asking about your wife and your kid. It's that personal that personal relationship that you can build online that is really unique, because I say this over and over again, you cannot outsource relationships. It's the one thing. I'm sorry, you can come to me all you want. I can find tons of things for my staff to do that will help you save time and money, but I will not outsource relationships. That's why we do very limited call services here at VA Staffer, because we don't like to have our team in between a company. I'll take that back. We do on Instant, but usually we try and stay away. We really want to help our clients develop relationships with their clients, not put someone in between. We function a lot like a ghost. Most of our clients, they don't want anybody to know that they have help. That's what's great about for me, I've been a project manager for 10 years. No one knows I've got virtual assistants, just you guys. My boss doesn't know in the corporate world. Nobody knows. It's just a fantastic feeling, and you're able to really get a step up on everyone else when you have help. It just makes a huge difference. So anyway, I went back to the slide set. Now I'm going to reload them up, since I guess I was going blank there for a while. I apologize about that. When it comes to affiliate marketing, guys, this is really, really critical. You do not want to do affiliate marketing with anything that you don't personally use or trust. And I'm telling you, it just goes ways. People will automatically tune you out. They will unsubscribe from your list. You do not want to start developing a relationship that's bad with someone because you're throwing out stuff. Like, oh, you should check out this product. It's fantastic. Do you use it? No, but they paid $5 and whatever just for you to take a look at the click. It's like, you don't want to go that route. You only want to do ethical products and services that you personally use. Uh, and do you have anything to add about that? Because I know you wanted us to add in that we're not stupid.
Well, just in general, I guess the internet isn't stupid, despite all the cat videos. I think you think otherwise. But yeah, if you just keep, people are bombarded with ads all the time and things, and there's so many referral clicks, and especially I've noticed even just different network marketing things, and there's all kinds of offline affiliate marketing. So people are constantly bombarded. Everyone is just used to it. So you want to find real products. Affiliate marketing, you can use it too to kind of build out your own business, though. Once you have your own, what you would call your core product or service kind of down, and you understand that audience, then it's time to kind of reach out and maybe find affiliated products or ideas. But at the same time, you could just do affiliated information just to keep your subscriber list happy. Again, going back to what we said before, providing real true value and information. Sometimes if you just, like Jay says, like we use WordPress. We use WordPress at my full-time agency. We manage $1 million accounts. It's kind of fun because things like that have leveled the playing field where huge corporations, small businesses, small design studios, and individuals all have the same tools. We all have the same tools. We all have the same access to each other and to the same people. So there's a lot you can do, but if you can find free tools or just things you like that you think your audience would like, send it to them. You can sometimes make money on it. You don't always have to, but that's the key. What Jay said is true. You should always have a true recommendation. Don't just for the sake of getting a click and earning $1. I would never recommending something like that.
So first off, I know that I went blank there, and I apologize, guys, because that put us basically about 5 to 10 minutes behind. I'm going to try and speed this up towards the end. Basically, what we've done here is compile a list of things that we actually personally use with and for our clients. And everyone on this call, I'm sure at some point in time, we've worked with one of these products with you. Autoresponders, you can look at Aweber. Matter of fact, let me turn off the screen share because you guys have this information on your form. You can use Aweber. That's what we personally use. Really like it. It's $20 a month. Some people have good luck with MailChimp. They've recently stepped up their service.
I like MailChimp. I can speak to MailChimp.
Yeah, MailChimp a lot of our clients use. Of course, the WordPress plugins we were talking about earlier is Optimized Press. You can check out a link there of a basic page that I put together that's like kind of a sales landing page, but it also has a little bit of information. So you can see how it could be used as like a home page or a landing page or a product page.
Hey Jay, can I just interrupt? There's another plugin I actually recently just found that would go well with Optimized Press. It's called Nello. I'll type it in the chat, Nello. And what it is an A/B testing plugin. As far as I can tell, it's free, and it lets you direct traffic, so you can create different landing pages and actually have it direct traffic right inside WordPress, and it would give you stats on your A/B testing, so you can create different concepts and try them out right inside WordPress. Optimized Press might do that though.
Yeah, Optimized Press. Optimized Press has a lot of stuff. There's other things that people are using that aren't on there. Lead Pages, leadpages.net. I mean, they have built-in A/B testing. There's tons and tons of people out there. There's a new one that I think one of our attendees here, Dean Rowett. Yeah, Dean just showed me a link yesterday to something. I'm going to give it a try. It's called Profit Builder. It's basically like a web-based optimized press, one-time fee. It's not a yearly fee. I'm going to try that out too, see how it works. One thing that I definitely speak to a lot is Ninja Pop-Up. I really like it because it's one of the very few pop-unders because it basically grays out. It's not as intrusive as a pop-up, and it still isn't. It's not blocked by most pop-up blockers, but it's really you can use it for more than just pop-ups. So for us, if you go to vasaffer.com and you click on the top 10 tasks, get it now, whatever that button is that's on there, get the guide, I think is what it says. If you click it, it actually brings up a pop-up so that you have nothing else to do but type in your name and your email address. That's really huge. You do not want to give people any option. You have to type it in. You might have a very small transparent X up at the top, but you want people to put in their name and number for sure, their email address, whatever you're trying to target. Ninja Pop-Up's great. Gravity Forms, too. I love Gravity Forms. We live by it. I've got a developer license. I put it on every site. I swear up and down by it. I have all my clients buy it. Here's why. Gravity Forms, you can integrate everything. I'm serious. It even comes with Zapier integration, so it literally does integrate with anything. You can have a web developer on, Keytwork or there's other sites that have a bunch of pay a coder per hour type thing, or you can go on Olance or whatever. So someday maybe I'll have a couple coders on here that are that nerdy, but you can have it connect with your CRM system. You can have it connect with your autoresponder. Someone goes to vastaffer.com and they type in their contact us form. That information goes and dumps directly into our salesforce.com account. It also is replicated into our Aweber account. It sets them up on the appropriate autoresponder list depending on where that page is. And then it adds them to our WordPress database for my virtual assistant team to take a look at their profiles. And then it automatically sends them an email, confirmation email, sends them to a thank you page. I mean, that's huge. That's the automation piece that we're talking about. You want to do, time is really valuable, and you don't have time to go through all that. I mean, you really need to have it so that when people sign up for a page, they're taken to a specific action, and then you can follow up on it. So that's really where you need to be. Gravity Forms lets you have that. The other thing that we use is the Unfold theme. You guys can take a look at that. It's really powerful. We're using that right now. Hosting, there's a couple links on here you guys can look at for hosting. Sorry if I'm speeding up a little bit, but you can do iPage, which we've had a lot of luck with. It's really a low-end host. I mean, it's like $45 for 2 years. The load times on it sometimes can be slow, but we've had really good luck with it. That's really good for setting up network sites. So if you want to if you're really into search engine optimization, and we can get into it, that's a whole 5-hour discussion, but you can build a whole network of related search engine optimized terms, domains, and you can just set them up and all point back to each other. It's called a pyramid. And basically, you can build your own rank up by having different hosting and different websites pointing with relative content. That's why search engine optimized writers are always going to have a job, because the real search engine optimized guys, they're doing this. They're buying different hosts, they're buying different domains, they're buying on different services, so it doesn't look like it's all them. It's one of those Google tricks that still actually works today. Then you've got HostGator, which is about $100 a year, and Media Temple, which is what we use. We have a virtual private server. It's a high-end host, about $50 a month. Really like it. Webinar support, you can download Webinar Jam. It's a web-based software. It's what we're using right now to do this webinar. It automates everything for you, and this is our first time using it. And I have to say, it's pretty nice. Shout out to Patty Rose, by the way. She referred us to this. And that's a great example of another affiliate marketing. I didn't know anything about Webinar Jam, and it was very valuable. If I'm going to sign up for the service anyway, I said, sure, give me your link, we'll use it. If you guys have different products or services you're looking towards, send me links. I'd love to take a look at it. So anyway, feel free to contact us. I put on there our contact information. I'm going to, you guys should have that, just to contact at vastaffer.com, or you can email myself personally. It's just jeff.h@vastaffer, and then Andy is just Andy@vastaffer. I'm going to take a look at some of these questions here, because we kind of barreled through the end. But I'm going to go back to the slide set here on the conclusion, because here's what you should have learned today. So if you're going to put some question ins, here's the time to get your questions in. So what have we learned? You should have learned about how important it is to define your market. We can definitely help you in getting that market defined and really tailor down through search engine optimized keywords and pay-per-click optimized results for pay-per-click ads. Of course, you want to create your strategy. What are you trying to do? What is your call to action? What are you actually trying to get out of this? And how much are you willing to spend? That's really what the create your strategy is all about. You want to develop your message. You really want to have defined call to action. You want to have how is your product or service presented. You want to make sure that you've got everything lined up so that you can have your clients or visitors turn into customers. That's really what it's about. It's all about conversion. If it's not about conversion, I'm telling you, you are in the wrong business, and you should just close up your PC and go back to walking door to door selling something. Build lasting relationships. There you go. That's exactly what we're doing here. Every single one of you is someone that I try to add value, and I know that you add value to me. That's why you're here. They're just living proof here. All of you guys probably have email lists. You've all gone out and done your homework, and you know how important it is to have those relationships with everyone and keeping them valuable. So with that, building lasting relationships, you know, Andy and I want to extend here just, you know, if you guys have anything that you want from us, 30 minutes basically. We just have a chat, all three of us here, for 30 minutes. You guys go ahead and message us. We'll set up an appointment, and we'll go over any of these slide sets that you have here. We can talk about search engine optimized content. We can talk about pay-per-click ads. We can talk about helping you redevelop your content to be more click-friendly and conversion-friendly, and how to get more relevant so that Google can find you and that people can actually find your services instead of having to look for your services. We don't want you to have to find people. We want them to find you. So that's really what the gist is. So we've got a really good amount of information here. I hope this is really helpful for you guys. And I think we're about 20 minutes over. We were trying to keep this within an hour, and I apologize. 10 minutes of me was doing this. So, all right. Anyway, go ahead, Andy. Any final words?
No, we covered a lot. I guess I would ask if there's any specific, more in-depth for the next video information you would like. Let us know. We're definitely going to do more videos, so it'd be interesting to see what specifically you want to know more about in depth. So that's all.
So
thanks you guys for coming.
And I thank you all for taking your time out on a Saturday. That's really awesome. It's really fantastic. I can't believe it. I'm going to check the audience here, see how many attendees we have. Yeah, it says we were up to a dozen. Looks like people are dropping off, which is probably a good time for us. Anyway, thanks everybody, and have a great day. And to my staff that came on in the Philippines, magandang umaga, which means good morning. Thanks everybody.
Bye-bye.